What's going on, guys? Welcome back to another video. So today's video, we're going to head over to Banks Power and, well, go check out their facility because we're heading over to CJC also to, actually I gotta load those two tires so I don't forget, but to go get the truck lifted. And I know they're not too far apart. I want to say 20-30 minutes. So it's pretty exciting for me to go check this place out. Ooh, look at this, guys. We arrived at CJC. You don't get to see too much yet because the action really does not start until tomorrow. So today is not my appointment. I'm just dropping everything off because the hotel I'm staying at does not guarantee me they're gonna watch anything in the truck. So pretty much what they're saying, if your tires get stolen, you're screwed. Here it is, guys. We have arrived at Banks Power. I think. This doesn't look like Banks. Never mind. Maybe we haven't arrived at Banks Power. Let's go take a walk and see. I think we've arrived, guys. I think that sign's big enough. Yeah, we can all read that. Let's go inside, check it out. All right, so real quick, guys, when I first walked in and said I'm probably in the wrong spot, so I just found out here from Jay that this whole facility, from that building, this building, that building, and that building. Oh, and the gray one over there too. And the gray one is all Banks. So I thought this was a complete different, just not even the same shop. Wow, all right, so now Jay's gonna give us a little tour. Yeah, I can do that. Okay. Okay.
We've got CNC in here, tube bending. Take it around this side.
Oh, it smells good. It smells like a lot of metal.
Oh, you're gonna have to put on some safety glasses.
Oh yes, yes, we have to. It's a must. Wow, look at that, guys.
You thought I was kidding. Here they are.
Give me my glasses. I need my glasses.
These things are like giant bifocals.
Safety first, guys, because you never know what's gonna come flying into you. I mean, look at this. Look at that barrel right there. Jeez.
So we'll start from the other side, and I'll kind of show you what we got going on.
Okay.
Gotta watch out for the forklift.
Yeah, let's not get ran over here. All right. So now, first thing I want to know is where's my t-shirts?
Oh, they're in my office.
Okay, perfect. Okay. All right.
So we do all of our own tube bending for all of our. We do all of our own mandrel bending here. We bring in the raw, the stainless steel outside. It comes in. We do all the preparation, the cutting of the tubes. There's a lot of 5-inch right here, so this will be for your truck. 5-inch stock, 1.5-inch stock. Wow. It gets cut, then it goes over here. Upstairs is where we keep all the jigs. So all of the jigs for everything from Jeeps to Ram trucks to Duramaxes, everything. Then down here we have the tube benders. We have 8 different welding stations over on the far side here.
Wow, look at all that, guys, right there.
All of our exhaust systems are made right here in Azusa, California.
Wow.
And we also have headers, which we do here as well.
This is incredible. Woo. Look at that, more right over there. That is insane. Here you go, guys, even outside. Just more, and I should have just came here to make an exhaust. Jeez. Holy moly, look at this. It's like piping over here for days. Now he's got us walking a mile over here to another building. No wonder everybody's riding around.
I do have authorization to take you to Banks Tech.
Ooh, okay.
Which we normally can't go in, but I called ahead.
Okay.
And I'm not gonna spoil the surprise yet.
Okay. All right. Well, I feel special now.
If you're a Duramax fan, you're gonna freak.
Well, I'm still a Duramax fan.
I know you got the Cummins hat on. Right
I probably should switch hats before I came here.
You'll enjoy some of the engines I got on the other side. So I just want to show you. We've got plenty of stock for days. So if you need a Jeep intake, exhaust header, you need Ram. You've got a Cummins engine, you've got a Duramax from an LB7 to a LLY to an L5P. We got you covered. And of course we've got Ford 6.7 stuff as well. Intake, exhaust, Derringer tuners, etc. This goes on. I always feel like I'm in Raiders of the Lost Ark.
Oh yeah, right? This is insane. Look at this, guys. Holy moly. Literally pallets aren't even open yet. Look at this.
All right, let's go show you the good stuff.
Wow. All right, let's go. All right, guys, we're now heading into Banks Tech.
Now, Banks Tech is our military division. So we outfit all of the joint light tactical vehicles with a Duramax-based Banks 866T engine. That's a 8-cylinder, 6.6-liter diesel engine. We're waiting for Matt Hill, the to open the door for
Wow.
Hey,
Okay.
Hello, how are you?
Hey, how you doing, Matt?
No.
Oh, okay.
I'm better looking than that.
Okay, no problem.
So I think we
Just in
might.
case you're
I'm gonna have to show you. So Eddie, I think I can show you, but I can't show the audience.
That's fine. Hey, you hear that, guys? I'm sorry. That's just the rules over
because
here.
it's military engines, but you'll be able to go on camera and explain what you saw after the fact. So
Perfect.
I'm gonna
All right.
Take you in here.
Camera's going off, guys. All right, guys. So we're just walking out of there. I gotta say, it's pretty incredible what I saw. It'll take me forever to explain it. I'll let you guys know everything at the end of the video what I saw, but right now Jay's taking us to another facility we're gonna go check out. But I gotta say,
he was drooling. He was drooling a little bit.
Yeah, I gotta say that's my favorite part of Banks back there. That military part is incredible. All right, guys, we are in another restricted area. It's out there.
No, this is not restricted.
Okay. Look at all these. These are all their certs. What is this? This like all the world records?
Yeah, so these are land speed records right here. So a whole host of records.
Is that you right there?
No, that's legally. Some of these guys have mullets.
I saw some.
That's straight 80s right there. Yeah.
Wow.
But no, like we set, Gale set the world record with this Cummins powered. It was the Banks Sidewinder right here. He made the mistake of leaving his door open, so I can show you some of the stuff.
Oh, this is Gale's office?
This is now, we took a few and we're moving them around, but this is probably about a third of the patents that he owns. All these plaques, those are all federal patents.
Okay,
US
guys,
patents.
we got lucky. Gale left his door open over here. Don't tell him.
I think he's here, so
Wow, look at that.
we'll go find him.
That's incredible, man. Look at this, guys. We've entered like the Cummins room over here. This is that. Now we're talking over here.
Right.
This is. There's a lot of beautiful engines in here.
So a lot of you might have seen the Monster Ram intake elbow right here. This thing is infamous. It's not just jewelry under the hood. Like, it is the highest flowing intake elbow ever made for the Ram.
What does it do? What does it help?
So basically, it's the entire. If you're upgrading your air system right here, you want the least boost pressure loss in your intake system, your cooling system, etc. This will help with turbo spool. With we have a 4-inch and a 3-inch inlet, machined inlet right here. The goal is to reduce any restrictions in the airflow path. Okay. So the restrictions can be something where a boost tube necks down. It can be your intercooler. It can be your factory intake elbow. Let me grab a stock one and I'll show you what
That's what was gonna be our next question. When can I put this and that intercooler on my 19 Ram?
Very soon.
Perfect. This is beautiful, guys. All right, Jay brought us some presents over here.
All right, let's go set these down on the table. Here, walk this way.
All right. Oh, what is this? Can I put this in my Ram? Holy moly.
That came out of a tank.
Oh, that'll fit perfect. That's great.
All right.
God, look at that guy just real quick. That is a monster. Sorry, but wow.
All right, so that is that actually is a Hemi, and that is the twin. If you've ever seen Jay Leno's tank car, that is the twin to the engine that's in Jay Leno's tank car. We did all the instrumentation on his car, and when that was being built, when Jay's car was being built, we had another one here that we could use for testing, and that's what that engine is there.
That thing is.
Now the Monster Ram, this particular version of the Monster Ram for the 6.7, the Cummins 6.7, this is a race-only part. So this is for guys going to UCC, Diesel Power Challenge, things like that.
Okay.
But you can see, right, we're talking about restrictions in airflow, all right?
Oh, wow.
This is your stalker right here. Look at the size here, all right? Look at the difference here, all right?
Jeez.
Let me give you a side profile right here. Okay, you can see how squashed the factory unit is.
Wow.
All right, and you can see the difference in the outlets here, fully machined inlet, I should say. Okay, now
that's what mine
this
looks like.
has the EGR right here. This is your EGR. This one does not have EGR. That is why it's a race-only part.
Okay.
However, very soon we will have an EGR-equipped Monster Ram for street use in all 50 states.
Oh,
that's going to be dope.
Okay.
Really, really cool. So that's just one of the many things that we make for Ram trucks. Obviously, intakes, that's I think been one of our most popular intakes, the one that's on that engine over there for the 6.7.
Okay.
And then followed by, I don't know, it's neck and neck now for the new L5P, the Duramax.
Okay.
That intake, right?
I want to know, when can I throw that supercharger on my Cummins right there?
We got a few.
Man, I'm liking it. I'm just gosh.
We got a lot of candy in
I'm gonna
here.
go shopping in here, guys. This is just crazy.
So let me show you some other stuff here. When we were doing, did you follow any of our differential cover testing?
Yes. Oh yeah.
Okay.
A lot
so
of
you'll
all
see
of them.
various. These were ones that went to SEMA. If you look
Yes.
behind you, copper, and this one was inspired by our good friend Duramax Rhino.
D-Max Rhino.
D-Max Rhino.
Yeah,
exactly.
I've heard of that guy before.
I know. I saw you on a video with him recently.
Yeah.
Right. So anyway, when we were doing testing,
Nice.
dude, we were cutting up and testing. Here's a BD. Here's a Mag High Tech. Like we were doing
Holy.
testing with everybody's cover on the market. We have before we release anything, we buy everyone else's product. If it's a cold air intake, if it's boost tubes, if it's a rear differential cover, if it's a turbocharger, we buy everyone's in the market. And if we can't outperform those other products, then ours will never hit the market. It's as simple as that. We don't have to kowtow to stockholders. We have one guy that we report to, Gale Banks, and if he doesn't want to release it, if it doesn't beat everybody else, he doesn't sign it. It never hits store shelves.
Oh, there you go. You guys heard it there.
This is another.
This is what is 5.9.
This is another 5.9 with a really popular our side draft manifold over here. So basically, you've got to do some machine work here. But for the guys that are racing, this is the money shot right here.
What is this? This is where I get my coffee?
These are 3D printers.
Oh,
so you've got
okay.
the CAD office that's right behind us here.
Okay.
Everything we make, well, not everything. I would say the majority of the hard parts that we make will be 3D printed, and that we will, if they're huge, then we'll glue it all together, and we will then put it on the flow bench over here. If it's something that has, liquid or air that has to pass through it, we'll make sure that it performs on the flow bench the way that we want it to. And then if it passes that test, then we'll go and put it in the vehicle, the 3D printed version in the vehicle, and we'll test it on the dyno. And then if it beats everybody there and does what we want it to, then we'll actually make it in a roto-molded plastic. We'll make a permanent mold for it, and then we'll mass produce it.
Oh, there you go, guys. So clearly that's why my cappuccino never came out of this thing. All right, guys, we're doing more walking. Man, this place.
We're waiting. We got Curtis and Mike in here. They're going to pretend like we're not here.
Oh, okay. How you doing, Curtis and Mike?
This is this is our clean room over here where Mike does a lot of engine building.
Curtis said, "The hell with you guys. He's out of here."
Mike's trapped in the corner.
Yeah.
So we're doing.
Yeah, it's very clean in here, man. Look at this.
Right. So Mike builds engines in here. He does a lot of testing as well. He's doing some head performance testing right here for some friends of ours we can't really talk about.
Okay.
We've got a big pin crank over there, and that's for Mike. That's a Duramax crank, correct? Yes. Right. So that's a big pin for a Duramax.
Okay. Then Mike built this one. This one looks a little hurt.
This is out of our Dragster.
Oh, okay.
Mike, the story with this, I think Gale explained this on one of our most recent videos.
Okay.
Yeah, this is not a good scene right here.
Yeah,
that was our Dragster, correct? Yeah.
Okay.
Our diesel Dragster, Duramax diesel Dragster.
Nice. Okay. I like this room. This is a nice room over here.
Peek under there.
What motor is this
Now
one?
this is a Duramax as well, and these are the steel pistons, Mike. All right, so we've got steel pistons in this guy. This is going to ultimately end up in a supercharged twin turbo configuration in the Diesel Brothers Brodozer.
Oh, no way.
Yes, and I can show you that next.
Damn. Check this one out, guys. Nice and blue.
Now, it's blue because it's a Marine. This is a kind of a mock-up of what our Marine Duramax will look like. And I'll explain more about this in a little bit, but this is, we're marinizing some Duramax engines for Marine use, obviously. We've got some go-fast government boats that we've worked on in the past, and we've got quite a few clients that have asked us to supply diesel engines for whether it's day cruisers or ski boats, things like that. So this is one of those.
It's a beautiful engine.
Yeah.
Whoa, what is this?
Okay, come on in here.
Wow. Uh-oh. Restricted
So we
area,
have-
guys. Shh, don't tell nobody I'm taking you in here.
We have two test engines over on this side right now. This
You
is
guys
in
got
the
some
race shop.
sensors hooked up to it, or
So
what?
we do, yeah. So here's what you're looking at. This is a Duramax L5P, and
Wait, is this the one that says killing the Duramax
Yes.
part? Okay, I watch all of those.
Yes.
Killing the Duramax part 7. So you guys, and don't forget, Banks Power does have their own YouTube channel. It's called Killing a Duramax, and I think they're on. You're on part 7 right now.
9.
Oh, 9. Okay,
yes.
I've only watched I think up to 7 so far.
Okay.
So yeah, go check it out, guys. It's incredible.
So what we're doing, the reason that we did this, is we had a lot of guys online, a lot of tuners that you know, Eddie. Guys were saying, I can push my L5P to 1,000 horsepower, no problem, all day long, stock parts, blah 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 blah. And what you just saw over at Banks Tech with all those Duramax engines, you know that Gale and the team here have a lot of experience with Duramaxes. So we know with the stock turbo configuration in the new Duramax L5P, you're only good to about 550 horsepower before the turbo starts going in reverse, starts getting in a choke, okay? Can you push it further? Yes, technically you can push it further, but you're doing bad things to the engine. And you're doing bad things to the turbo, I should say. So what we decided to do is we took one of the new Duramax engines.
This is the L5P, correct?
This is the L5P,
okay.
And we censored the living hell out of it. So if you come close, I want you to take a look here. Every part of this engine has multiple temperature and pressure sensors. This is the intercooler, okay? This is the air-to-water intercooler. I should say just water intercooler, okay? All right, everything, everywhere, these are all pressure and temps. Pressure and temps over here. Pressure and temps, even on the wastegate, pressure and temps on the exhaust side going out to the top of the building. Now, all of the sensors everywhere go into these Banks bus modules. So each one of these, see all these thermocouples right here, okay, and then all of these analog signals, they all come into one of these Banks modules, and they go on a single cable. See this one cable right here? All the data from all these sensors will go to this one cable, and then go into the control room into iDashes that would be $400 that you can put in your truck. All of this data gets displayed on a couple of iDashes, which I'll show you. So currently this engine, we just pushed it to 711 horsepower.
Oh.
We think it'll go over 1,000 before anything happens. We have changed the turbo. So we got to the 576, which was over 550 horsepower, somewhere there. And the turbo was going backwards, basically. Not physically backwards, but it was, all right, it was in choke. So we replaced it with a Precision 7675, and that's what's on here now. And this turbo is going to probably take us, I think it's going to go over 1,000. Gale is not sure where between 800 and 1,000, but we're going to find that out. I'm not a calibrator, so I don't know. I'm just guessing. I'm a marketing guy. But that I want to see it go over 1,000, because I think a lot of people expect it to go over 1,000 before we throw a rod or do something like that. So the goal here is when something fails on this engine, we'll know exactly when it failed and why it failed. That's why we put all these sensors in.
Yeah, I mean, you got them even up here. I mean, they're all over.
Yeah, so this is the air mouse. Actually, we sell this. You can put this in your truck and connect it to your iDash. This has a little piece of Gore-Tex on the backside, and it tells you your ambient pressure, air pressure, humidity, and temperature. Yeah.
Wow.
Come on in here. These are the iDashes.
All right, which button do I start pushing over here?
No, don't squat here. So all that data from that engine is coming in here and displayed on these iDashes. Now we chose to put 4 iDashes here so you could see it across 4 screens, but you could just as easily have displayed all of it on one iDash and just changed pages like I'm doing now. You can choose up to 5 pages on each one, but for the sake of this guy right here, we've got 4 gauges lined up across the top of the
So I'm guessing that's the Go Fast.
This is the Go Fast right here.
Jeez, look at this. So you just, I guess, start that thing up and start monitoring and...
Yeah, so they'll do this for hours on end, and they will literally he's got tons and tons of data coming in, and he'll choose an RPM, or he'll choose an EGT, and he'll set everything by that RPM or EGT. He'll find a fixed point, and then he'll create all of the fuel mapping that we want. Countless hours are spent in here perfecting both this engine and this engine over here.
Oh, there's another engine.
Now this engine is...
Oh, look at that supercharger on that thing.
Come on in.
Wow. I could just sit here all day and just push buttons. Holy moly. What the heck?
So that is a Whipple.
What is all this?
So this
is a Duramax also?
This is a Duramax as well. Now this is out of our Dragster. And this is a 7.1 liter, so it's a little.
Wow.
It didn't come
So,
factory that way. But
when we're talking about all these like Duramaxes, are we talking like L5P LMLs, or are this is like completely different than L5P LML? That one.
No. This guy right here started basically as an LMM base.
Okay.
Right here.
But they're all the LM something class.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
So they're not like something crazy.
These are not unique. These all
Okay.
started out as pickup truck engines.
Wow.
Ones that you could buy at your Chevy dealership.
Jeez. Look at this guy.
Now, same kind of thing.
Whoa.
All of these sensors on this engine, everything just like the other dyno cell, all the sensors go up and over, and you'll see the long row of Banks bus modules right here. All the data gets fed in through the ports here and up through the bottom in here. This is the ECU that's controlling the engine, all right? And the ECU ultimately is controlled from the system in the control room over here. But all the monitoring data happens through our modules.
God, look at this Whipple, guys. Oh man, this is insane.
So this is not the final configuration.
I think it looks good just like this. Perfect.
It will have twin turbos right here.
Oh my goodness.
The twin turbos will feed into and beneath the supercharger. And the reason we're using a supercharger and twin turbos is so it has right off idle acceleration and response, and then it'll have high-end top horsepower.
All right, Jay, so what is the horsepower on something like this approximately?
You know what? It's not going to be crazy. Our goal is 1,300.
Oh, okay. So yeah, that's pretty much same as my Cummins.
So
No
what
worries.
happened is that what happened is we got one of the methanol engines out of the Dalmatian the Dalmatian Mutt, right? One of the monster trucks on the monster truck series, right? And we blueprinted it, and it was making 1,300 horsepower, and that's exactly what all of them pretty much make. So we know we had to have that. That was our benchmark. And we needed the throttle response of that same methanol engine, but we needed it in a diesel, hence the supercharger for, like I said, off-idle response, and then it will spool up the turbos, and the turbos will kick in.
So guys, we're actually here with the legend, Gale Banks.
Yeah, well, this is the first common rail Cummins ever hot rodded. It's a pre-production engine, and we worked with Cummins Ole is the name of that facility. Cummins Ole was, and probably still is, the skunk works for Cummins Engine Company. So I got together in the early 2000s with John Stang, who ran the skunk works, and they were working on the V8, and they were working on the common rail version of the B engine. I just wanted to put a Cummins engine in my Streamliner and go 300 miles an hour. Nobody had been 300 miles an hour at the salt flats.
Yeah, I mean, we all want to do that. It's normal.
Well, now I want to go 400.
Yep.
So, anyhow, he says, well, why don't you come back? Will, all the guys, and there's 102 guys working there, all the guys that want to volunteer to be part of that, what you want to do, you have lunch with all of them, and you can have the afternoon talking with them. So I went back. They had 2 of the V8s running. There were only 2 existed at the time. And they had another one made out of mahogany that had been like CNC'd machined. And that was going to be my mock-up engine for the Streamliner. And I went, you only have 2 engines running. You really don't know where you're at with this thing yet. And I need a lot of real reliable power. So this common rail thing kind of interests me. And you've got a customer already for that. They had no customer for that V8. They were just starting off with that. So it kind of offended the guys on the V8 program, and some of them walked out of the room on me. They came back later, and they all joined in, and they supported what we did in a Dakota. And basically what we did was we did a lot of pioneering things. We cut the intake manifold off the head. We did the first side draft. This is the first side draft manifold done on a common rail. We built our own exhaust manifold, and ported the head. And of course, when you cut off the intake manifold, you got full access into the intake ports. And then we made the exhaust manifold so that it could grow and not crack. So every one of these bellows allows for expansion and contraction without cracking. And then the turbocharger. This is a turbocharger off of like a 14 or 15 liter engine. This is a Class 8 semi variable geometry turbocharger, which was like brand new at the time. And the actuator that changes the geometry in the turbine to change the speed versus exhaust flow is ran by air brake pressure. So we had to put an air brake pressure pump in this Dakota.
Wow.
And the engine is so long, we bought a Dakota with a 4-cylinder engine in it. When we went to put the inline 6 in, of course they built Dakotas with V8s, this much of it went through the firewall. So we cut this big hole in the firewall. We moved the dashboard back. When we were done, it looked factory, but we had to redo all of the floor, etc. Then we used a 1-ton truck manual transmission, like would come in then the Dodge Cummins pickup trucks. We drove the thing to the salt flats. This thing made 735 horsepower at 3,000 RPM, which at the time was damn strong. And of course, no one else had even started with these engines. We drove it to the salt flats, towing the equipment trailer behind it. Unloaded the equipment, which was our workbenches, our rollaways, all the jacks and stands, and our race tires, our gears for our quick change. We set it up, put on the race wheels and tires, and we went out, and on the first 2 runs, we broke the pickup truck record, which was 144 miles an hour. We came out of the box running in the 180s.
Wow.
We made 9 passes, up the record on every pass, and we were doing FIA world sanctioned records. In other words, 2 ways within 1 hour of the start of the first lap. No, do it one day and then come back and go the other way the next day. This is all by the hardest, most stringent rules. Our final pass was 222 miles an hour.
Wow.
So, yeah, and on that final pass, we killed the quick change gears. So, the bottom line being, we then repaired it, took it home. We took it on the Hot Rod Power Tour. It was the fastest vehicle on the Hot Rod Power Tour that year, from Wisconsin to Florida.
Oh, didn't you pull the trailer back?
Yeah.
Didn't you loaded the trailer and pulled it back with the same truck?
And the whole deal is, when we went there, we already owned the record with a gasoline setup. I'm talking diesel record FIA versus American record. The American record was 204 miles an hour. We set 10 years earlier with the GMC Cyclone project that we ran for GMC. So we had a 204 record and a 210 best mile. We came back with a diesel, pulling a trailer, and broke the record of the previous gasoline truck, the Cyclone, that arrived in a trailer. We arrived with a diesel pulling a trailer. So there's a big difference there.
Incredible.
Yeah. So this is that engine.
Wow.
Within a year, the Navy had asked us to do a Marine version of this, and we did that. We designed a Marine version of the engine, and they're in boats, which I can't tell you which boats, but they're in boats that are being operated all over the world.
Wow.
Twin-engine boats with that, a derivation of this. Why'd the Navy come to us for that? They saw us in the magazines.
It's a beautiful engine.
It's
beautiful.
Yeah. That's why I keep it around here.
Yeah, I mean, this thing
a lot of our racing engines are out at the NHRA Museum in Pomona.
Jeez.
So if you're interested in other stuff we've done, one of the other engines that I brought in from the NHRA Museum is sitting over here, and it's the 6.2 diesel.
6.2. Oh wow.
Yeah. This is the first true diesel in a pickup truck, and this is a pre-production. This engine dates from 1978 or 79. They came out in the 82 Chevy and GMC pickups. And this is our Sidewinder turbo system. This is the first product of what became the diesel aftermarket. The aftermarket we're all involved in today all started, this is the seminal product, the first meaningful thing that ever happened in our industry. So,
wow. So this has got a lot of meaning to you.
I'm really proud of it.
Yeah. Wow. Gosh, this is just incredible.
But when you did it though, you didn't realize that you were about to change the industry. You were just doing it because you were solving a problem, right?
Well, yeah.
You had a truck that was slow.
Here's the deal.
He had a truck that was slow.
He had a truck that was slow.
Pontiac was coming out with a new Firebird in 1982. They wanted me to run a Firebird at the Bonneville Salt Flats to prove their aerodynamics. So Pontiac gave me a Firebird, and GMC gave me 2 pre-production engineering pickup trucks, a 1-ton dually and a 1/2-ton.
Suburban, right? No.
Oh, no Suburbans. These were pickup trucks.
Pickups, okay.
Suburbans came later.
I see.
So we towed with them, and they were gutless. So we turbocharged the darn pre-production pickup trucks. So we were just solving a problem, and then other guys saw them, and when they started selling the 82 pickups, those guys that saw them called up and said, "We need your turbo." And by the time we had it tooled, we had over 100 orders.
Wow.
So, yeah.
Time machine, that engine right there.
Time
Yeah.
machine. Yeah. That's the beginning of all of it.
Gosh, I gotta say, you have a lot of amazing engines in this
Well,
place.
like I say,
it's
go out to the Fairplex. There's a whole room full of our stuff.
Wow.
Race vehicles,
Engines,
all
tons
kinds
of engines. Yeah.
My main thread through 61 years of doing this.
that's
And
what
this
was
is
gonna be
my
my
61st year.
yeah. That was gonna be my question. Is how long have you been doing this? Like when did all this start for you?
I sold my first engine August of 1958.
All right, so I'm close. I was born in '86. So
Yeah. I started hot rodding in 1954.
Wow.
So, yeah, I've been at it a while.
Yeah.
And I'm going to be at it a while longer too.
Wow, that is.
We did this military contract. We're building engines for the vehicle that replaces the Humvee.
I saw those. Yeah, those.
It's a big deal.
I couldn't record, but I'll let you guys know. Yeah, it was incredible in that room. It was very just
And
wow.
The vehicle is called the Joint Light Tactical Vehicle, or JLTV. We kind of had to put a lot of stuff in the diesel aftermarket on hold, but now we're back. So everybody get ready for it.
Yeah,
it's coming big time.
Yeah, it's coming, guys.
Yeah.
You guys have no idea yet what's coming, but I mean, it's incredible. You guys have seen what Jay, the tour that he's given me. And there's stuff that I can't show you, but it's just wow. It's out of this world. Well, guys, we're here now in the hotel. I gotta say that experience was amazing. Big thanks to Jay and Gale for giving me that full tour. It was an amazing, amazing facility. The stuff that I saw was incredible. The military stuff, they were just specific engines for the military that had, I don't know how much I can say, but it had a lot of stuff that was pretty incredible on it. And they were sitting there. Literally, it was one man, one engine, and that room probably had 300 engines in it. And literally, there was one person working on one motor. They were like checking everything, putting the paper in the folder, letting you know, it's good, ready to go to be sent to, wherever they go. I think he said, I forget the name, I don't know, but it was an incredible tour, incredible. But thank you guys for watching this video. That's all I have for you guys today. I know you keep asking about the truck lifted. Yes, the truck, well, by the time you see this, truck will already be lifted. But thank you guys for watching. That's all I got for you today. If you guys like this video, don't forget to hit that thumbs up button. Don't forget to click subscribe. Peace.
Yeah.